Today we're looking into INFJ career paths. In particular, we're talking about the 5 ways an INFJ will excel at the workplace. Because the truth is, whatever you as an INFJ need will be different than what everybody else needs. And if you as INFJ try to emulate what your colleagues are doing who aren't INFJs, you're probably not going to have the career you always wanted to. So today we're looking at all of those ways that will help you to get the career path you always dreamed of. Before we get started, I have an announcement to make. The next INFJ Epic Life Bootcamp is launching in the beginning of May. So make sure you're on that waiting list, you get access to the early bird price, and get notified once we go live. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. Number 1, go the road less traveled. The thing is this, we as INFJs really excel at places that haven't been created yet. We are great at creating a system, at looking at things that aren't really established yet, where we can create some kind of structure in them. Meaning we're really great at startups, we're really great at particular areas and companies that people haven't really put much effort into yet, because that's the place where you're going to have an advantage in comparison to most other types. This is the place where the INFJ will be able to make the biggest impact and will be able to really use their unique gifts to create amazing results. Number 2, look for bosses and mentors who see something in you, who maybe even see themselves in you. So this is something that might be difficult to really understand because most of the time you feel like you don't have a choice. But if you're in a big company, for example, most of the time you have the choice to say, I rather want to work with that person or I rather want to develop myself in that area. You need people who see something in you because you as an INFJ are polarizing. There is no question about it. People are either going to like you a lot or they're not going to like you at all. The only way for you to be accepted by everybody is by you numbing yourself down. Meaning you're not showing your strengths, but you're also not showing your weaknesses. And this is the worst thing you can do. You need somebody who actually looks at you and says, oh, that person has something to give. And the only way this can happen is if you dare to be more yourself, right? You have to be looking out for people who really can see the benefit that the real you is bringing to the table and not the version that, you are trying to show to the world because you think that's more acceptable. That's a way to go, but you're never going to have the career you always dreamed of. And if you show up authentically, then you're always going to have people who are not liking what you're about. They don't like it because you are independent. They don't like it because you are not, in need of their approval. And, so much that comes with it. And so if you attach yourself to somebody who never really wants to see you win, you're always going to be fighting a losing game. On the other hand, if you see somebody who sees themselves in you, who sees something that you have to offer that they might use, you will have somebody who's pushing for you, somebody who will put you in the areas where you can excel, and somebody who can really help you to get to where you want to go. If you are in a smaller company where you only have one boss and that person never sees what you're about and you feel like no matter what you're showing, you're not going to be seen for who you are and appreciated for that, please run. Don't walk away, run away. Go somewhere where you're being appreciated and don't give up until you feel that's a place where it's definitely better than what I used to do, right? We don't have to find the perfect boss or the perfect mentor, but we need to find situations that are better than the ones we previously were in. Number 3, be the missing link. So this is a great example that works out for INFJs, 95% of the time. The INFJ brings something to the table that probably most other types are not bringing to the table. And vice versa. So I'll tell you an example of my corporate days. I was working at a company that was all about consulting in the banking system, right? And everybody that I was working with was very detail oriented. They were really great at writing reports. They were really great at creating amazing Excel sheets, and they knew what they were doing. They were really good at all the law stuff. And all of those things were things where I was probably horrible at. Like I was okay. But if I would have pretended that this is my forte, that this is what I'm good at, or this is what I'm best at, I would have probably fallen off very quickly. I actually position myself as the missing link, meaning I'm really good at creating connections. I'm really good at seeing new trends that might be developing. I'm also really good at seeing what the customer wants, who he wants, and to become that valuable member that makes the connection between my colleagues and the customer. And that's what INFJs are really good at. We're really good at understanding others. We're really good at, big vision things. We're really good at creating connections and really creating an atmosphere that people want to work in. And so you might say, okay, but that's not what people are hiring you for, right? Aren't you there to do all the analysis stuff? No, you're there to make money in this particular example, right? I was there to create money. And I was the one who was able to create that connection so my colleagues could do their thing, right? And that's what I want you to do, and no matter what career path you're in yourself. So it doesn't matter that you're not good at what everybody else is good at. There are enough people who can do that so far, right? You don't need to be another one of them. Look at what you can put to the table that will create benefit, not just financial, but benefit to the company, right? And you as an INFJ will be the missing link. That's the way you have to position yourself. Because most of us do have those qualities. But if we believe that we have to be like everybody else in order to be successful, we're actually numbing down all those areas that we're particularly good at and pretending to be good at those other things. That way, you're walking on eggshells, you're never really bringing in the value that everybody else is bringing, but you're also not looking into those areas where you're probably the only one who can bring the benefit that will have an overall positive impact on the company, on the team, and so on. Number 4, move out the moment you can't grow. INFJs are really, really good at finding the optimal solution in a certain scenario, right? We're really good at how can I improve this situation? How can I optimize it in a way that it helps you to grow as a person? We do this on autopilot. If you're in a new circumstance, you're going to understand how everybody's working. You're going to see how the social hierarchy is really working out and how you can position yourself within that. That doesn't just apply to social situations. This applies to every new situation we're in. Business-wise, people-wise, whatever it may be. That's just how our mind works. We're great at optimizing a certain situation. And so if you're in a team, if you're in a company and you feel like there's no way for you to grow, you need to go to the next place. Because very often you're in a situation where it says, okay, if I stay with this company, after 2 years, I'm going to get a promotion just because, after 2 years, everybody gets a promotion. And then, the next step happens and the next step happens. All of those steps are not really dependent on you, right? If you just do the bare minimum, you're going to get those promotional steps. That's not the way the INFJ will excel. A lot of personality types are afraid of new circumstances because they have to learn everything. It's easier for them to be in a situation where everything is clear, where things are happening outside of them, and they don't have to take control in that. The INFJ is different. The INFJ is really great at, showing up in new situations, optimizing them, being able to grow. And once the INFJ has gotten to a place where they know, okay, I've actually outgrown this place, I've learned everything that I can, move on. That's the way you're naturally going to excel. That's the way you're going to make the best out of your career path. And on top of that, that's the way you're going to have the most fun. Because if you don't have the possibility to grow, you're actually going to get depressed. And once you're depressed, career path is probably the last thing on your mind. And number 5, and we actually touched up on that already, is be open about your strengths and weaknesses. This is a huge one. We as INFJs are really, really great at playing roles. We're really good at not rocking the boat, at creating harmony. But if you do that, you're not really allowing yourself to excel in any way. It's actually the other thing that we need to do, which is I'm going to be really open and upfront that those areas that maybe all my colleagues are really great at, I'm not good at. I don't like doing that. What I can bring to the table is this, this, and this because these are my strengths. I know this is easier said than done and you don't have to change overnight, but that's definitely a tendency that will make a huge difference in your life. It of course requires you to be open to rejection, but it is hard, but we as INFJs, we can do hard things. That's something our mind can handle. So the more you do that process over and over again, the more you dare to be yourself, to show out what you're really good at and to highlight that and to not look into all of those areas where you're not good at and, try to become better in that because that's what matters. But you actually start caring about the things that you like and you don't make a secret out of it. That's when you're naturally going to attract the people who want to work with you, the situations that work out for you, and the clients, the bosses, the coworkers that really appreciate what you have to offer instead of trying to pretend to be somebody else to sort of be accepted. Never ever believe that you as an INFJ don't have what it takes to be successful in any kind of career path. You just have to make it work out for you. Remember, if you want to join us in the next INFJ Epic Life Bootcamp, then join the waiting list. You get access to the early bird prize and know once we go live. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then watch the video, The INFJ Careers That Make Money.